My name is Riedel, and I'm here to talk to you today about my most recent paper, the Solar Neighborhood 33, Parallax Results from the CTIO Pi 0.9 meter program, Trigonometric Parallaxes of Nearby Low-Mass Active and Young Systems. Now, as you can probably guess by that mouthful of a title, this is the most recent paper reporting parallaxes from the Recons Group's long-running trigonometric parallax program for low-mass stars at Cerro Inter-American Observatory. It is also, however, my most recent paper dealing with identifying members of the nearby young moving groups. Now, the very existence of these nearby young moving groups has historically been something of a surprise because the nearest star-forming regions, Scorpius Centaurus and Taurus Auriga, are 150 parsecs away, roughly, whereas some of these moving group members have been as close as 8 parsecs, which effectively some of these groups surround the Sun. So these are close, they're tens of millions of years old, and they are very sparse. It's believed that they are gravitationally unbound and they have never been bound. So what we're seeing right now are the final stages before these moving groups just dissipate and vanish into the galactic disk. But for the moment, they're all moving together through space, hence the name, and we can see that actually it's the Sun that's plowing through them. They are moving at the local standard of rest, and the Sun is punching through that, so they're all gathering somewhere near the anti-solar point. They seem to be heading there because, well, the Sun is going through them. Needless to say, similar space motions mean that we have a ready way to identify objects in those moving groups, and that is the subject of, for instance, 3D space motion analysis, which was done in my 2011 paper for the star AP Columba, and reproduced here. It shows that in terms of space velocities, AP Columba matches exactly what you would expect the motion of a member of the Argus Association to have. Now that's only one method, because that actually doesn't say anything about whether or not the star is physically young, so there are other things you need to check out. And aside from this very long list, the few that we're using in this particular paper are color magnitude diagrams, wherein a young star, because it is so large, it's still contracting. They will be overluminous. M-dwarfs will be overluminous at the ages indicated, and you can see that here on this chart where the Beta Pictoris and especially TW Hydra members are several magnitudes above the main sequence. There are also spectroscopic identifications of youth that we can talk about, primarily potassium, sodium, and calcium. There's also H-alpha and lithium available in red optical spectra. Not quite as useful, especially because we're using low-resolution spectra from the CTIO 1.5 meter. But the sodium and potassium in particular are useful because we can detect low surface gravity. As you can see in this plot, all of the colored, these are colored according to their appearance on the previous diagram, so TW Hydra is still yellow. They plot well below the main sequence locus, and they are extremely young and extremely large. Overall, results from this paper included 45 X-ray active and or overluminous star systems, 35 with new parallaxes, and then 21 genuinely young star systems, and you can see that a sizable fraction of them are new discoveries. To take you through the most interesting ones, here is SCR 1012. It's a binary. It's in TW Hydra. Here's the motion diagram. You can see fairly good match. Again, as I said, it's a binary. Direct imaging shows 2 dots, kind of a peanut, and we can determine that these are in fact a binary star system. The other one, SCR 1425, may be more interesting still because while its motion could be TW Hydra, it looks like it's a better match to Beta Pic. The spatial position is also rather poor, as you can see right here, spatially, it's rather distant from the rest of the members of TW Hydra. Nevertheless, I put it in TW Hydra because on a color magnitude diagram, it is so overluminous that it really can't be anything else, even though it is a binary. The other things worth noting in this paper are the two strange 30-million-year-old objects. We've got SCR 0103, published by Delorme et al. As a Tuck-Hoare member. However, it is way too bright. It is brighter than Beta Pictoris, which implies that it's younger than 12 million years, not 30 million years. So it may be something else entirely. The same also goes for G165-8AB, which you can also see on this diagram circled. It is young. It plots above the main sequence, exactly where a 30-million-year-old object should be, but in terms of spatial position, it is nowhere near the rest of the Tuck-Hoare moving group. So this may be something else entirely. At the moment, it doesn't match any known group, even though it's young. And I think that's really some of the most exciting stuff in this paper. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this paper inspires a lot of discussion and further follow-up work. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.